on to part 2 of the DDEX1 Tyranny of Dragons series. Pretty cool. I like these Adventures League games. They're really good. I like the story. They're really well put together. Alright, so you guys have had 10 downtime days since the last time you guys did any adventuring in Flan. Now, what have you guys been doing as in downtime? Have you guys been doing anything for downtime days, or have you been doing any kind of crafting, any kind of carousing, anything like that?
Yeah, I was actually one of the things I wanted to do was go and speak to the local authority and the kind of baron or whoever's in charge of the town, and see about getting the old Temple of Bane reconverted, because it's obviously not working as a prison. So looking to try and see what we could set it up as some sort of a multi-faith temple for the town.
Oh. Yeah. The steward likes that idea. Why don't you do a persuasion check, like a charisma check, with your audience? I like that. That was a nice, good idea. Because all of a sudden, that corruption is.
Oh, what a crappy roll!
The corruption's no longer in there. And it was one time a nice Temple of Bane. But the steward currently doesn't think that Flan has the extra funds to allocate to doing something like this. Not to say that it could not be done in the future.
Yeah, I'll basically spend 10 days then just kind of working on him as much as I can to try and
Sure.
say, look, it's a good thing. Try and kind of say, don't do it as prison, even if I start kind of doing bits myself to kind of convert it around, and then when we do get the funds and the time, we can look to upgrade and do proper refurbishments.
Sure. Yeah, the steward your steward will probably seek another audience with you down the line. So, he thanks you for your effort and thanks you for thinking about all of the citizens of Flan. But please keep in contact with him whenever you get this thing done. He'll reevaluate, the entire situation there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, rather than a Temple of Bane or a misused prison that's corrupted, that's something that anybody from the town could go to and worship any faith would be good.
Wow. Stuart was keen to hear that. You had seen a lot of head nodding, a lot of chin scratching and whatnot. So it wasn't a total fail as to get out of here. Guards, get this guy out of here. But he's willing to listen. He's willing to look into it a little bit more in the future. That's for sure. All right. Anybody else doing anything with carousing?
No carousing for Marrakesh, but there was a...
Well, any kind of, downtime for 10 days.
So they took a couple of odd jobs, trying to pick up some living expenses. Traveled out to the peach farm to see if there was... it was close by on a job to begin with, so we thought maybe he'd check on old Short Stack and see if he had any more peach cobbler lying around.
Short Stack, nice. What kind of lifestyle were you living? Anything in particular, or just same old, same old?
I didn't pick out anything particular for a lifestyle.
All right.
So the big thing about that was that Zentrum had a drop spot that there was news out of Waterdeep, was it, that there's this burglar. We're on the Bathhouse burglar.
Yeah, the Bathhouse bandit.
That we're on the lookout for.
Yeah.
Not a great description, but caused one hell of a storm ruckus there.
Yeah.
And Zentrum's got a small contract, so nothing big, but we're keeping an eye out.
Yeah, there's a couple contracts out for the Bathhouse burglar. there's several flyers posted throughout town. Yeah, and one inside of the Laughing Goblin, which is where all of you guys are congregated currently. So, anybody else doing anything for downtime days? We'd love to hear.
Omi just spent his time repairing the rest of the damage that we had done to Madame Fiona's during our Reign of Destruction, the session before, and putting on some musical spoon shows at the end.
You're trying to get back into those good graces to get those bran muffins, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. Anyone else?
No, I didn't do anything this time because I forgot to look up what I could do.
Yeah,
I know what beyond taking jobs and all that. There was some serious sessions with the training dummy.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, I can think of another. I can think of another character that probably needs to practice on the target dummy as well. With a crossbow.
Everyone ducks when Malachi whips out the crossbow.
Everybody, yeah, exactly.
But everybody stands in front of him because he's less chance of being hit then.
Too good. Alright, so you guys are congregated in the Laughing Goblin Inn. And the Laughing Goblin Inn is, it's a pretty famous little seedy establishment down there where the bay is, where all of the scallywags hang out, where all of the dock workers hang out. A lot of pirates come into the bay from the Moon Sea and seek a famous cabbage stew that is made here at the Laughing Goblin. So, what do you guys? Any kind of discussions going on before we get started? Give you guys more opportunities to do some RP too.
Just say at least we managed to get rid of the corruption from the militias. I don't like unlawful torture. This is not good. If someone's committed a crime, yes, they should pay their time, but that was something else. It's nice to see that we're managed to bring a bit of law and order back to this town. And definitely these brown muffins are quite tasty.
Markesh and Kalash just don't see eye to eye on that point. Markesh is simply, hey, if they're stupid enough to get caught, have at it. We don't need this law and order. Every man for himself should be good enough, right?
Well, you guys, I'm up for any kind of work we can come up with as long as it doesn't involve a grick.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I still got a few of the teeth marked scars from the last one.
That beak, oof.
I like to pull the waitress aside and ask her if they serve bran muffins here.
No, they don't actually. Not here. This is
Oh, man.
No.
Omi starts crying.
Gosh.
Markesh will buy him around. There should be enough seed in this for you.
Oh, thank you, Markesh.
Alright, you guys are in the Laughing Goblin along the coast there. Right at the edge of the docks district. Pretty rough and tumble place sometimes. A lot of words get around town where there are some pretty majestic all-night bar brawls that go on there. And sometimes the Blackguard, they don't even want to, they don't want anything to do with it. But whenever there are weapons involved, then that the Blackguards they'll go down and they'll start getting, they'll start finding out if anybody's murdering anyone or anything like that. So, but the Laughing Goblin's a pretty tough place. So you guys are all congregated in this Laughing Goblin. It's really not that busy of a night. You know, it's an old tavern, very very large. You know, it's musky smelling in there. You know, all of the woodwork at one point was beautiful, but is all worn down. You know, a lot of the plaster on the walls have over time been wore off or either kind of fainted to this yellowish, you know, color. All the chandeliers are rusted. All the furniture shows sign of heavy use. You know, worn spots where you sit down, or on the armrest, or on the headrest. Some chairs even have big old grease spots where you rest your head. Now, there's a thin human female with long black hair that was basically cleaning tankards behind the bar while you guys were, you know, coming up to it. And she was chatting with a balding, overweight male. Definitely looks like a server because he had an apron on and whatnot. A couple of towels thrown over his forearm, and he was kind of sitting at the bar stool. And you know, as you guys are coming in, you can hear the sounds of cooking, and you know, probably a chef or something shouting orders in the back. And when you come in, there was a sign that said, "The world famous tonight's special, the world famous cabbage soup of the Laughing Goblin." And as you go in, there's a very pungent cabbage smell as the aroma comes from the kitchen. So there's really not a lot going on. You know, the present time of day, early afternoon, just a few guests, probably about a dozen or so. You know, there's also a second tier, second balcony. You know, whenever you guys come in, the waiter shouts. He goes, "You guys sit wherever you want, except for the second floor. You guys, that's off limits. There's a party coming in later tonight, and I got to get that set up. So you guys take a seat anywhere down here." And here's a couple tables here and there. You know, there's a couple of individuals in here. There's a half orc that's by himself eating, pretty much face down on his plate, not passed out, but you know, just enjoying the cabbage. There's a couple of halflings sitting at a table, well-dressed guys. There are 3 humans that are sitting around a table, and then there are in the corner, in the darkest corner, there are a couple of actually pretty attractive females that are sitting in a corner back there. So those are all the patrons in the Laughing Goblin currently at the moment. So when you guys approach the bar, she introduces herself as the keep owner, as the proprietor of the Laughing Goblin, and she's a human, and introduces herself as Amizael. So Amizael asks you, what would you like to drink? The special of the day is the cabbage soup. So we've got a special with a tankard and a bowl of soup, with also a piece of cheese and a freshly baked loaf of bread. And she
that sounds good.
That sounds mighty fine.
Wants the special, and just as she's getting all of that, put up, the gentleman, the waiter at the bar, he stands up and he pulls something. He has something rolled up in his pocket, and he goes over to the wall. There's like a bulletin board over there, and there's really nothing on it, but he does post up one of those bathhouse bandit rewards, and it says he has several accomplices as well.
How much is the reward?
I nudge Varys in the shoulder with my elbow and say, "I'm on the lookout for someone."
A job for us.
Who are you on the lookout for?
Are you talking to the waiter?
Yeah.
It says, sir, that seems like there's a bathhouse bandit that's fled water deep. It's caused a lot of trouble down there, it looks like.
Man, what kind of slimy character robs bathhouses?
I've heard.
Damn pervert. Probably some damn pervert. Well, I'll tell you what, if he comes here, well, I've got one for him.
Some peeping Tom.
So how much gold is he worth?
This is 50 gold for the reward. Or any information that leads up to the capture of the bathhouse bandit. But it says, be warned. The bathhouse bandit is armed and dangerous. And then it also has another little warning down there. It says, he is probably with several other accompanying individuals traveling with him. Last known location, traveling east of Waterdeep. You guys are east of Waterdeep.
I'd raise my tankard up and say, best of luck to you, bastard.
Alright, so some other things. Basically the common room where you guys are at. There's, in the middle of this place is a, the bar is actually pretty nice. It's been taken care of the most. Amiziel, she's taking care of this the most. You can tell it's, polished all the time. And it does have wear and tear, but not like the rest of the bar. And there's a fire pit in the middle of this place, a large fire pit. And, up on one of the walls there's a stage as well. Where all these individuals that I described to you are in the bar. They're either sitting in tables or they're sitting in one of the booths, and all the booths basically line the walls. Really, at one time this place is beautiful, but and it could still be beautiful. It's just that everything is so old and worn out, And there's one other strange thing that's in the common room. And it's a large wooden totem, and it's a laughing goblin that he's got his hands on his waist, and he's got his chest puffed out, and it looks like he's laughing. And you notice as people come and go, they rub the belly of this laughing goblin, and then the totem makes a noise as a patron walks in. They rub the belly of the goblin. The goblin laughs, his eyes light up. A little bit of smoke comes out of his nostrils, and then they go sit down, and whenever someone leaves, the same thing happens. So it seems like that's sort of like a tradition here at the Laughing Goblin.
Well, you don't see that every day, guys.
Just go ahead and sit wherever you want except for the second floor, and you'll be good to go.
Alright, I'm going to sit down and start tearing into some food. Fair warning, guys, cabbage soup gives me really bad gas as I start spooning up some more into my mouth.
Nice.
That's the best part about cabbage.
Nice.
Yeah, I want the cabbage soup and hot tea.
None of that watered down ale.
Yeah, your server, after Amiziel, she gets you your drinks, and then the fat balding guy comes over and introduces his. He goes, everybody around here just calls me Fatmar, and then as he says that, Amiziel over at the bar says, because he can't keep his mouth shut. He's got a fat mouth, and he likes to get in everybody's business, and that's probably going to be the end of your demise one day, because you keep getting in everybody's business, and you keep getting all these bar fights going inside my bar. And then she goes, whatever. You're dependable. You show up every day, Fatmar. That's good enough for me. And then she just starts going off and wiping off the bar and the counter some more, and pretty funny. But he introduces himself as Fatmar. He says, but my real name is Marcus Hasselpawn, but nobody calls me that. They just call me Fatmar anymore. I guess
Greetings,
just because this is greetings. So, who else is having the soup? I've seen a couple of you have the cabbage soup. It's
Yes,
actually pretty good.
bring an extra one. Yes.
All right. And you get cheese and bread with this as well. I'm telling you, for the price, it's a most excellent deal. And plus, our cooks wash their hands, actually.
You mean they usually don't?
Yeah, we're having feedback. Does somebody not have a headset turned on or something like that? Or push to talk or something like that? Because we're getting a lot of feedback. If you guys could check your settings and turn on push to talk, that would be great. Because it's giving a lot of feedback.
I have push to talk. Is it me?
I'm not sure who it is, but I mean, we can just all kind of check.
Yep, mine's good. I set it up right before the game.
Yeah, on push to talk with headphones. So.
All right. Yeah, I'd love to have headsets because you just don't hear anything else. You know, you hear if you don't have a headset and you have speakers, when someone talks, it reverb. You hear it, then everybody else hears it, and it just keeps echoing around. So, all right.
So is Fatmar going to join us? Tell us a good word.
Fatmar's not going to join you. He's got to start setting up for the evening rush because of everybody, you know, in Flan, especially a lot of ships come into port just for the cabbage soup. But he says, what do you want to know? I just like whatever Mizael said, I pretty much know the run of the mill, what's going on. And did you guys actually notice that the Lighthouse was out? And it's actually caused a little bit of, I guess you could say, put the shipping at a standstill the last couple of days.
I must put a dent in your business.
It could. We'll find out tonight. So, on the map, you guys know of Thorn Island, all right? And Thorn Island has a lighthouse on it. And the lighthouse is what keeps basically the town safe, as the ships don't just run right into the dock district or run ashore. And there's a family that's been basically acting for stewards. Now, Thorn Island's been around for a long time. And on Thorn Island is Sokol Keep. And Sokol Keep's been around for, there are anywhere from a couple of hundred years to thousands of years. But it just depends on really who you talk to and how much they've actually drank. Well, there is a family that's been down there, the Sokols, and they basically have been the stewards of Thorn Island, and they've taken care of it. There's a couple of Sokol offices around Flan as well. And a couple of nights ago, the light just went out on the lighthouse, mysteriously. Now, there's, of course, there is the family over there. There's the black guards over there, and the black guards, they're pretty much the militia of Flan. So there's a small contingency over there, but the light hasn't been fixed. So, Fatmouth has said, Fatmar says, oh, it's kind of gotten the docks into a stir. We don't know if the ships are going to run aground. Hopefully the skippers of those vessels are seaworthy enough to avoid any kind of danger. And actually, he points over to a couple of the patrons. He says, see those couple of half-elves, those little halflings over there. And I don't mean any disrespect to the little fellers, but they're actually from the Dalelands, and they're wood merchants, and they haven't been able to get their ship out of here the last couple of nights because there's no lighthouse.
Has there been any recent storms in the area?
No, no, we haven't had any storms, and plus, yeah, you know that there hasn't been any. A couple of light rains, but nothing massive.
Has anyone posted work or a job posting for investigating this situation?
No, that's, he says, oh, that's the strange thing. It just this, the beacon went out a couple of days ago, and really, no one knows why. A couple of the crazy old fellers that come in here at night, they're saying that the legends are saying that it used to be a temple, Sokol Keep, and these spirits of dead priests are haunting everyone that has stolen the buried treasure beneath the keep. So it could be that. I don't know what to believe. I just come here and work every day, but I hear things. I like to listen and talk, and I do hear things.
Can we casually ask, casually, if we saunter over to the wood merchants, if they've, what are their feelings on this? Would they like to get out, or if they've heard anything about when they're getting out?
Yeah, if you approach them, pretty nice. They're pretty nice chaps. They introduce themselves as Welby and Gremp, and they say that they're from the Dalelands. And this is the only bright thing about this place is the Laughing Goblin. I'm so happy about trying the goblin the goblin soup, the cabbage soup, and he takes a bite and he likes it because and that damn goblin over there, that thing on the totem, just keeps staring at me. But yes, we are from the Dalelands, and we have kind of been stuck here. Granted, I will say this, business has been pretty decent. We've actually been able to offload a lot of our products instead of during the day, instead of, leaving and going to another port. So that's been a nice thing, but unfortunately we do still have to make our schedule, and with this this lighthouse out, I think we're probably just going to have to leave during the day tomorrow and just ignore the other sales. But the schedule must be followed. We're already a couple of days behind, chap. And Grant Grant says, "Oh yes, we've got to get going." And what are you here to purchase some wood? I mean, we usually don't do business while we're eating our dinner, but I'm sure that we could probably put a work order out to the docks and have your wood delivered to you wherever you need to have it delivered.
No need of wood. Just wanted to see what Dalen's people were doing hanging at this establishment.
What sort of prices do you have on your wood, out of interest?
Well, a bundle's about 25 gold, and you get about 100 planks.
Would you do a delivery?
Would you like a whole bundle?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow! What do you plan on doing with it?
Could you take it to the old temple, just over the river there? There's some work that may be done there. Restructuring and several planks of wood to board things up could be useful.
Oh wow, good job, nice. That was a great idea. I'm gonna give you inspiration for that. So yeah, you get he pulls out his little journal, his little satchel, and writes out a work order for you to take down to the office in the dock district, and they'll get the wood for you and have it delivered for you wherever you need it delivered. Pretty expensive.
Excellent,
pretty
thank you.
Pricey, definitely pretty pricey, but yeah, that's pretty good. Especially what you were wanting to do with your downtime anyway. So nice inspiration for you, good sir.